Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Guys That Magic. This is Hunter, David, and Shane. Say what up, boys.
Yo.
What up, nerds?
No Steven today. He's off playing the actual game of D&D.
What a
We're
nerd.
just gonna be talking about the cards from it, I guess. But we missed the weekend spoilers. We never really make a video for the weekend. So we have all those today, plus all the ones that were announced today, being Monday, May 23rd, 2022. So we got quite a bit. A lot of good ones. And there's still apparently like 150 cards they haven't even shown yet. Is that crazy to anybody else?
Crazy, dude. So I'm just mind blown.
I'm expecting those to be the reprints.
Yeah, everyone's expecting. We're like, where's the money? Because so far this set is very undervalued for a supplemental set. Let's dive right in. This first one, Gale's Redirection. Gale's Redirection is 3 and 2 blue for an instant. It says exile target spell, then roll a d20 and add that spell's mana value. If you roll a 1 through 14, you may cast the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were any mana of any color to cast that spell. If you roll a 15 or more, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost for as long as it remains exiled. Shane, blue player, thoughts?
Is this a counter? It's a counter, right?
Uh-huh.
It is a counter, right? Yeah, it goes on the
Okay.
stack.
But it's gonna suck because if you're countering a bigger spell. Wait, no, is it gonna suck? Is there a downside to this?
It costs 5 mana. That's the downside.
Okay, that's all. As long as it's just that. So it's either do something cool or something cooler. That's fine.
Yeah, it's you take
5
that
mana, like you
spell
said.
and you can cast it, or you get it for free.
That's really expensive for a counter spell, but I mean, like I feel like if they're an expensive counter spell, that's always like, oh, cast it, then untap your mana. So this is kind of expensive to just cast it, I guess. But
I think the plus side is that you add that spell's mana value to your roll.
so I mean, if it's a big spell, then you're probably gonna guarantee get a 15 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's cool, but you keep it up. Oh yeah,
That
guess
spell
it's
that
not-
you're countering has to be huge for you to guarantee you're going to hit that 15 plus.
well, I would say like an 8, right? 'Cause, I mean, you're probably gonna roll something decent.
You could roll that 1 though, and that's
You could.
David's problem, isn't
I
it,
don't know.
David?
Well, yeah. Either way, then it's just a counter.
I don't like the rolling mechanic to begin with. I'm not going to dive more into that because I've already whined and complained in previous videos. I don't like 5 mana counter spells at all. Even if you do get to like take their thing, that's 5 mana that you have to leave up. That means you're not taking your turn.
Yeah, most
Not
blue-white
necessarily.
decks play on the other opponent's turn, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
I've seen people leave up mana for Cyclonic Rift.
I do that all the time.
I think Cyclonic Rift is much better than this. Cyclonic Rift is typically followed up with somebody winning the game.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, leaving up mana is not unheard of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's solid. Maybe you'll see play. I don't know.
I also don't
But
like rolling dice, though, so
There's your giant blue hand again there, Dave.
different blue hand.
Next up is Popular Artist. Popular Artist is 1 and a red for a legendary enchantment background. It says commander creatures you own have, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, goad target creature that player controls. A lot of goad mechanics recently.
This is ironic, Hunter. What do you think of this card?
I think it's. I'm still not a fan of backgrounds because literally you can only. Well, not. I guess you could throw this into a deck, but it only counts as just the 1 creature that you have. This is like everything. It'd be broken, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the backgrounds.
Well, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage. Yeah.
I mean, it adds text to the commander, so it's not like the commander is the one that has to deal the combat damage.
But I understand that, but I'm just saying it's a dead card without your commander.
I mean,
Yeah.
most decks are dead decks without their commander. I think backgrounds are actually really strong.
Well, what do you
Each
think of
their
this
own,
one?
David.
I don't think they're quite as pushed as, say, the partner mechanic itself, but I do feel like they're a very close second.
I think I would semi-agree.
I don't know. This card, it's cool. It's going to be able to goad something, probably pretty reliably, so you're going to be able to tap down something of your opponent's and force it to swing somewhere in another direction. That's got the limiter on it where it's like if you hit them with 5 creatures, you can't go to 5 things. But I still think that this card is fine. You're going to be able to tap down the creature that they don't want tapped. If you play this on a more aggressive deck, I mean, you can start kind of messing with them where maybe they only have mana dorks in play at that point, and now their mana dorks are forced to go into combat or tap down. I don't know. There's things that I could like about this card.
What are you saying? Tap down.
If you're going to go to, it has to tap to attack, assuming that the creature doesn't have vigilance.
Got it.
So it's a way for you to be able to kind of like pseudo clear out or remove a couple obstacles on their board. Given the example that I used earlier, I was like, I'm using a creature that has a tap ability so it can get out of it, but still.
Yeah, I get that. Hey, we just got a message from Steven. Says he's sad he's missing this video. Lots of good cards he wanted to talk
Steven.
about. Yeah, we'll see for the backgrounds, but you're a fan. I'm not, David, so who knows? This next card, Ascend from Avernus. We saw the black one, which is Descend into Avernus. So this is the white one. Ascend from Avernus is X, white, white, white. For a sorcery, it says return all creature and planeswalker cards with mana value X or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile, Ascend from Avernus. Pretty powerful.
Yeah.
But you might have to throw in a bit of... I don't know, man. Like, what do you think, David?
Play this in a recursion-based deck where you're capable of self-milling and then go ahead and just like cast this for like X is 5 or something, and you return your entire deck to the battlefield. I think this could be nuts.
Say that this is going to at least cost 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's expensive, but I don't know. I'm imagining you're playing this, if you're doing like self-mill, you're probably playing green and black as well. So you're playing white, green, black. That's capable of hitting that 7 mana mark or 8 mana mark.
3-white pips is pretty hard in a 3-color deck, but yeah.
I mean, you're also playing, I'm assuming, also, so this is going on my stretch if you're playing in green. You have a lot of mana fixing, you have a lot of land fixing in there. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. 3 white pips is totally doable.
You're a fan of this card then, yeah?
In very specific decks, yes, I'm a fan of this card. If you're casting this and you're only grabbing like 1 or 2 things, I don't think I'm a big fan, but I mean, the upside on this is you can essentially throw your entire deck in play.
I think I'd love this card if it was instant, but obviously that'd be too broken.
I think this would be, yeah, it would be way too powerful.
Shane, what do you think of the art? I remember last time we were talking about the Descend into, where it was going down, and this one's going up.
Well, I'm kind of, I mean, I don't know the lore behind it, so is this city supposed to just be a floating city regardless? Like, I got that going down, it was getting dragged down. How the hell is it ascending now? I don't know.
You're ascending from it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm saying that what force is pulling them up? That's crazy, but
there's a chain on the artwork, so maybe the chain is like pulling it down. Yeah, well, yeah, that's why it's ascending, because the chain is broken, like it's no longer being restrained. I don't know. I have no idea about D&D lore.
That's what I would say. It's like just so you're just so the it would be floating regardless. Okay, gotcha. It's cool though. Again,
Yeah,
no idea about the lore.
I would say we could read the flavor text, but none of us read Spanish.
Las que les estaban la llamas de... Nope. Don't know.
Yep, we got it. This next card's kind of cool. This is Call of the Void. Call of the Void is 4 and a black for a sorcery. Each player secretly chooses a creature they control and a creature they don't control. Then reveal those choices. Destroy each creature chosen this way.
Hate it.
Super dumb. What?
Interesting.
So you're destroying one of your creatures and one of their creatures?
You're picking one of yours at random, or secretly picking one of your creatures, which I guess strategically, you know your opponent's going to pick your meanest thing, so you should probably pick your meanest thing too.
Unless they think that you're going to pick the meanest thing, thinking that they can pick the meanest thing, so they're not going to pick the meanest thing, and then you use 2 creatures.
I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like this at all.
And that's what makes this card interesting.
I hate this.
I don't
it's
like
one of those. What would this fit into?
I don't know.
I don't know. A suicide deck?
A suicide deck? Oh,
They cared about your shit dying no matter what, I guess. I don't know.
The opposite of group hug. What is the play style where it's like I want everybody to hit me? That one.
Group hate?
I don't even think it's group hate. That's typically like I'm hitting everybody.
AoE punch. I don't know if I can
We're gonna come up with a name for this.
I don't know.
self kill.
That, let's move on to our first creature of the day. This is Owlbear Cub. Owlbear Cub is 2 and a green for a 3/3 creature, bear bird. It has an ability called Mom is Coming. Whenever it attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that player. Put the rest of the cards on the bottom of your library in a random order.
Why is mom coming?
Hey, there's a joke in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean it like that, but okay. That's true.
Apparently,
Hey,
when an
what?
owlbear gets older, it turns terrible. Because if you guys remember from the last set, that owlbear card, it wasn't very good at all.
I don't remember owlbears. I'm throwing it
So
up on the
it's
screen now, so I guess I get it, but like, no, not digging it. I like little owlbear. That's even worse. Little owlbear better, but I actually still don't care much for this card.
hey, if a 2/2 for 2 is a bear, is a 3/3 for 3 now an owlbear?
Hey, now you're discovering some stuff, huh?
I'm gonna make
I
it
don't know.
Owlblood Tribal, dude. I can't even say it. Jesus Christ.
Well, you've
Blah,
got
blah,
two
blah.
bears.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this good enough to be seen? I don't think so.
I don't
A
either.
player with 8 or more lands, like, I don't whatever.
It's very
There's-
specific.
There's a lot of games where this will never turn on.
True. I mean, if you're playing like CEDH, right, David?
No, it's just 8 lands is a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
at
you're
that
right.
point, like your opponent is probably casting big spells, of which you get to cheat one in, maybe. You still could whiff. But like,
Well,
what are you gonna do? You're gonna throw your big thing against their big thing?
Well, let's talk about the next card. You can do something with 8 land because this is Legion Loyalty. Legion Loyalty is 6 and 2 white for an enchantment that just says creatures you control have myriad. Very powerful effect, but for 8 mana.
Super expensive, dude. 8 mana enchantment, but I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I don't know what
Seems
to think
really
about this.
good. But
I
oh
think this
man.
wins the game if you can get this to resolve.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not gonna argue that Myriad's not good, because it is very good.
Yeah.
If you have it in that one deck that has, like, the multiple triggers, dude.
Yeah, that would be pretty crazy. And Ishin.
Callback,
Attack
dude.
triggers.
Put it in Ishin.
Put it in Ishin. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's
this
hard
is
to
a
say 'cause the
nuts
card's good,
effect.
but yeah. This card is good, but am I casting it for 8? I am, and then I'm gonna eat a counter and fucking cry, so.
People were questioning, did Wizards make a balanced card?
At 8 mana, that is a lot.
Yeah. If all of my creatures are gonna attack everyone, I guess I would, assume it's worth 8, yeah.
Yeah, imagine if you had a token go wide deck, dude. Ooh.
I mean, I'm just thinking like not even a token deck, just any kind of like creature deck that cares about anything. I
Or
mean,
just like
like,
ETBs.
yeah, abuse ETBs or abuse like attack triggers, or I don't know. There's a bunch of different ways you can take this, and the combat damage blowback or like the combat damage you're gonna deal has got to be insane. But 8 mana is a lot. This is 100% like if you're playing this card, your intention is to kill with this card.
I was gonna say, is this arguably like a win more card? Because if your board's already set up to that power, you're probably commanding, right? You
I
might only be able to take out
guess.
one person, but like, okay, in 2 turns, so this lets you win 1 turn sooner, I guess?
How sad are you when this gets countered?
That's what I'm saying. You're just like, "Womp womp." Okay.
I don't know. Very powerful effect, but I don't think it's worth 8. All right, this next one is Displacer Kitten. Displacer Kitten is 3 and a blue for a 2/2 creature cat beast. It has avoidance, which says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control.
Nice little flicker effect.
Yeah, a little flicker effect on a cat.
It's super
Like
cute.
there's a way that you can break this.
I'm sure there is,
Probably.
Dave. Is this a callback to another card though? I feel like there's a Displacer or something. And I thought it was like
Displacer
a
Kitten?
flying. No, I thought. Shut up.
Turns into Displacer Cat? I don't know.
I thought it was like a flying something, but could be wrong.
Was there an adult version of this card too in Adventures in Forgotten
I'm
Realms?
thinking I'm getting a vibe. I don't know though.
Displacer Beast.
That's what. Yeah,
Oh
that
my
one right
goodness.
there. See? I knew it.
You are correct.
All right. Well, whenever they grow up, they apparently get cheaper.
They get worse.
No, I think Displacer Beast is not that bad of a card, but yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we
they get
saw-
cheaper. This one's a 4-drop. The other one's a 3-drop.
Owlbear
They grow down.
was bigger and
But what do you think about the actual card,
worse.
Dave?
I think the card itself could do some crazy stuff. I definitely feel like there's a way for you to potentially break this and go infinite, or at a very bare minimum, like I don't know. I feel like you rock this in a storm deck, and I don't know, flicker maybe the creatures that make more mana or something. Well, on their like their ETB. I don't know what you do with this, but I feel like this is strong.
I feel like it's strong as well, bud.
Yeah, I think it's very strong. It will see play. All right, this next card is an equipment, an adventure equipment. It's called Horn of Valhalla, but the first part we will talk about is Ysgard's Call. Ysgard's Call is X and 2 white for sorcery. It says create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. If you want, you could just play Horn of Valhalla, or after that part, for 1 and a white. It says it is an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control, with an equip cost of 3. What do you think, David?
I don't think I like either side of this.
Adventures. Yeah, it's a cool way to make 1/1s. You just make as much as you put mana into it.
Yeah.
And then put the boots on someone and go
You-
big.
You can
Voltron?
put this in your little white weenie deck, Hunter, all you want.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
It feeds itself, so like I can understand the rarity of it, like it actually being a rare. I just don't think I would play this in an EDH deck.
And as you know, this is the first adventure card that is not on a creature. So
Wow.
pretty interesting. They're doing it with artifacts now. All right, but yeah, I think we're all on board that this card it does what it needs to do. The next card is Font of Magic. Font of Magic is 3 and a blue for an enchantment. It states instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each time you've cast a commander from the command zone this game.
Yep. It's a good card. It's going to see play.
Do you think so?
Good assessment.
100%.
I think this is strong enough to see play if you've only cast your commander once.
Yeah.
Think about partner mechanic.
Okay. It's even
This
better
has
than.
cast a commander.
That's
Yeah,
what you're
I mean,
Yeah, so it's good. Then.
Yeah.
you're
I
not
know.
making the card worse.
I'm not
No,
making it worse. I'm making
This
it better.
card's very good. This card will go into like any blue deck that I play for sure, dude.
Yeah, it seems pretty good because it automatically makes stuff cost 1 less the first time you cast your commander. So
Yeah.
Only gets better from there, right?
Yeah, man. Especially if I'm playing like just a normal control-y style deck, dude. For sure, this is on the battlefield.
Yeah. Mythic.
I
Hopefully
hate how we had to talk about it for only 2 seconds, but it's a good card.
We always do that, dude. When we get to good cards, we're all on board with a good card.
Yeah. We only talk a lot about really crappy things. I'm
Or
listening to
things
guys at Magic where we talk about cards we hate.
or we talk about things we don't understand. Yeah, let's move on. This next one, Elturel Survivors. Elturel Survivors is 3 and a red for a 0/4 creature tiefling peasant. It has trample and myriad, and as long as Elturel Survivors is attacking, it gets +X/+0, where X is the number of lands defending player controls.
This seems really strong too.
I don't like this.
I think this is definitely definitely a good EDH card. What the fuck?
Oh, we're disagreeing. Okay, cool. We're going to talk about this card for a while.
Hell yeah!
Let's go. Have your debate, boys.
I'll let David
This-
start then.
This reminds me, there was a card that got printed forever ago, and I will admit that this what we're currently talking about is much better. But there was a card that got printed forever ago. It was originally in like the second wave of the precons. It was a red creature that whenever it attacked, it got power equal to the number of lands the opponent controlled, and it was like similar to this, just minus the myriad clause on this. I also don't even know if that creature had trample. Anyways, I remember like as a new player, I was like, holy shit, this thing is going to get huge. It's going to attack in as this massive creature. And then like you play with it and you realize, wait a second, it's only got 4 toughness. It attacks exactly 1 time because somebody's just going to be able to block and kill it. And I mean, this has myriad, so I guess it's a little bit better in that like you swing it at the player, hopefully that can't block it. And then there's a copy of it coming at everybody else. I don't know. It's I guess it's a more efficient big dumb beater. I don't know. I'm not super high on this card. I'm doing a really poor job of arguing against it.
You really are, because you're like, I'm waiting for you to stop talking so I can bring up the argument that then you bring up, and then I'm like, wait, you just countered yourself. So now, well, what do I say? I guess
Yeah.
he's a good you're a good arguer, dude. You
I
saved
took
my
your
point.
argument
Let's play
away.
it.
Trample and Myriad. Good
Trample on
combination.
Myriad for like let's just call it like it is, dude. Okay, you play this on turn 4. I'm hoping that my opponents haven't missed land drops. It's a 4-mana 4/4 Trampler Myriad. Now, what David did it says right too. You know, this will die. You swing it at the person that hopefully they can't block it, and then everyone else could block it, but it's a token. Who's a fuck? And then this card can only grow from there. Like this, it's for 4 mana. I'm not saying it's a rock star, but this is a fucking strong card, dude.
You know what? No. If I see my opponent play this, I'm just gonna stop playing lands. There you go. I dealt with it.
And anyway, then I still won, then, dude.
That would be something. You played this card. I'm not playing lands.
Hunter, what do you think?
I'm on Shane's side with this. This is a good card.
1-0, baby.
And David, your argument of someone just gonna block it, that's guaranteed. They have something with 4 power in play. It's not guaranteed.
Look, I wasn't doing a good job, and Shane already talked about this. I wasn't doing a good job of defending my argument that this card was bad. So maybe I'm just wrong.
Or hey, you have an opinion, just stick with it.
He's wrong. Just he said it himself.
Well,
you know what?
To be honest, there's going to be those guys in the comments that are just going to defend you, and then we'll be wrong.
You know what? You're right. Shane gave me permission. I'm going to die on this hill. Card sucks. Move on.
Next up is 9 Fingers Keene. 9 Fingers Keene is 1, a black, a green, and a blue for a 4/4 legendary creature human rogue. It has menace. It has ward where you pay 9 life. And whenever 9 Fingers Keene deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 9 cards of your library. You may put a gate card from among them onto the battlefield. Then, if you control 9 or more gates, put the rest into your hand. Otherwise, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Question. Why is this card not 5 color?
Why would it be 5 color?
To get all the gates?
Maybe that would just be too strong.
If this is a gate commander, if they're trying to do the gate commander, I feel like make it 5 colors to make it all the gates.
Are there enough gates to activate this if this is your commander?
Yeah.
Hang on, let me look up.
You can't have the red gates and you can't have the white gates, and they all tap for 2 colors. I think that eliminates 4 of the 10 from Ravnica.
There are 13 total gates.
Okay, how many of them include red or white?
Gates are colorless, though, so you can technically throw them all in, right?
No, if a land has a mana pip, you cannot actually include it. Like, the reason why you can include fetch lands is because they don't tap for mana.
Okay, well, in that case, you said red and white?
Red and white. It has to exclude red and white.
5, 6, 7.
7 of them tap for red or white.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 6?
6.
This ability literally does not trigger.
Yeah, that's it.
Did they
Pretty
forget?
cool, huh?
Did they wait? Huh.
This is a card that you literally only play with in draft, right?
I guess so.
Did they oversee something? Like I'm. Huh.
13 gates, including the ones that they announced for this set.
Okay, well there must just be more gates coming out in this set. There will be. There will 100%. There's no way.
I would assume there would have to be.
R&D isn't that stupid.
There would have to be more gates. Like,
Yeah.
the stipulation on this card just doesn't exist
That's what I'm
otherwise.
saying. It doesn't make any sense. We gotta give Wizards a little more credit than that. There are more
Alright.
gates coming. There's more gates coming.
There's got to be more gates coming, right? This is Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
In the meantime, this card sucks.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all. This next one is an artifact. This is Pact Weapon. Pact Weapon is 3 and a black for artifact equipment. As long as Pact Weapon is attached to a creature, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. And whenever equipped creature attacks, draw a card and reveal it. The creature gets +X until end of turn, and you lose X life, where X is the card's mana value. You can equip it by discarding a card.
Ooh, does that be a colon, David? Does that mean you can do that at instant speed?
The equip?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that in instant speed.
That makes us pretty good.
I think this card is awful.
I mean, that could be a thing, dude.
You know what happens if somebody casts, I don't know, a board wipe? You die.
Well, I mean, that's if you already had lower than 0 life, but you know what also happens if you swing in with a bunch and then they don't block the one, so then you just instant speed attached to the one they didn't block and then
I don't
possibly
think
win
it's
the game?
instant speed.
I think it should be instant speed.
No,
It's an equip cost.
Yeah, it is an equip
No, but
cost. It's
there
not
are
an activated
there are
ability.
equipment that is instant speed though.
There's very few of them. Now that
Cranial-
I'm looking at this
cranial
card a
plating?
second time. Yeah, well, cranial plating has 2. It has the normal equip, and it has the ability on it where you attach it to a creature.
Yeah, the black, yeah. All right, well, never mind then. This card sucks.
Yeah, it really doesn't do anything. I mean, wow, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. That's just destroy this, you know. They always throw something at Mythic that is not as good.
I mean, assuming your opponents just don't play removal, this card is great.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the separate equip cost though. I want more of that. Instead of just paying. Just discard something. I like that. These next two have just been announced. This is Ravenloft Adventurer. This is 3 and a black for a 3/4 creature human rogue assassin. It says when Ravenloft Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. If a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put a hit counter on it. And whenever Ravenloft Adventurer attacks, if you've completed a dungeon, defending player loses 1 life for each card they own in exile with a hit counter on it.
This is a lot.
Lot going on this card.
Yeah. I just don't want to keep track of all this shit.
So if you guys remember, taking the initiative is like being the monarch, where you only go through the Undercity, and as you have the Undercity, every upkeep you go through that dungeon.
Do
you draw a card or something? Why is it like the monarch?
No, it's the monarch, and that like it can move around as to who has the initiative. The dungeon does a ton of things.
Yeah.
Got it.
I like the second ability on this card. I don't know if I care for any of the other parts.
Yeah.
Second ability saying exile it instead.
Yeah, with a hit counter on it, especially since like in it was one of the weird cards from New Capenna. I think it was one of the ones you can only get in like the Commander booster. I don't even know what it was. One of their other alternative products. I'm pretty sure that also cared about assassins, and I think it also, if I remember, no, it wasn't a hit counter. I think it was like a quill counter. Never mind. Disregard.
All right. So yeah, another card cares about dungeons. I'm sure we'll see more.
Yeah. It's whatever.
And this last one is Tomb of the Horrors Adventurer. It's 5 and a blue for a 4/4 creature elf monk. When Tomb of Horrors Adventurer enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. Whatever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. If you've completed a dungeon, copy that spell twice instead. You may choose new targets for the copies. So it seems like we're having a cycle.
I don't know if I want to go into the initiative thing, dude. I never really liked doing that anyways, like the enter a dungeon bullshit, so I don't know if I'm gonna like this.
Well, the good thing about taking the initiate is you don't have to continue to go through it. It does it on its own on your upkeep.
But so
As long
you're
as
saying
you have the initiate,
right.
it goes into the dungeons on your upkeep.
If someone attacks you, do they take initiative?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems really bad.
They don't take your city from you. You're still in it. You just can't advance in it until you take the initiative again, or you have a card that says, go through the dungeon.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't know.
I'm not a big fan of that. This card without that though, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. That could be cool. It is 6 mana though.
Yeah, and the whole copy it
It is
twice,
6 mana.
even better. But
Yeah,
it
I
does
don't
say
know
if
how
you
to.
completed a dungeon too, not just that one. So I guess you could theoretically complete any dungeon.
It's any dungeon, yeah. It's just I don't know if it's if it's good enough, you know?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like there's better ways to copy spells, but yeah.
But yeah, that's it for today's spoilers. You guys have a favorite today?
I like that red one with Myriad a lot.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I
The
think I
one
like
that
Font of Magic, dude.
the one that you shit on, David. That's a good choice.
No,
I
I
think I
think
like Font of
Displacer
Magic, dude.
Kitten. Oh, sorry, Shade.
Oh, dude,
I think Displacer Kitten is my favorite from this group.
cute.
Jane.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think it's the Font of Magic for me.
I hate to say it, but Legion loyalty. I'm gonna try to make it work.
Yeah. Hope you know I'm gonna hold the counter for you every time.
I love how you choose like the
yeah.
most stereotypical hunter card.
White baby, let's go. Best color in Magic. But that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button if you did like it. Comment down below telling us what your favorite card from Taylor's spoilers were. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And follow us on our Instagram if you're wondering about all the commons and uncommons, not just the rares and mythics we're talking about. We post all the cards on our Instagram. That's at Guys at Magic. Also follow us on Twitter while you're at it too. That's at Guys at Magic. Stay up to date with all the stuff we're doing. Until tomorrow, another day, another episode of spoilers. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.
Later.
Bye.